Alright, thank you very much. Thanks God, it's Friday. Now it's June 13 na po, no? Na Biyernes. Today is a Friday. And then once again, this is Nico. Fabian, the Real Talk with Nico. NikTok, the Real Talk with Nico. Okay, nandito na naman tayo po para sa mga kaibigan natin, kababayan natin dito po sa Malaysia, particularly dito sa Sabah East, Malaysia, and very specific mga kababayan ko, kaibigan ko, both Filipinos as well as mga Malaysianos and other nationalities who are nandito po sa lugar namin po dito sa Kota Kinabalu City. I would like to say welcome to all of you. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. And in Malay, we used to say it, this is how we greet our friends. Our friends dito po sa Malaysia, salamat pagi, salamat patang, and salamat malam. In other words, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Kumusta kayo po? And sana lang okay na okay kayo. Biyernes ngayon, thanks God it's Friday. And what is the big deal? Friday ngayon po. Big deal is that mayroon tayong mga magandang balita, no? Para sa mga supporters ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. The former President Rodrigo Duterte presently is under the custody of the International Criminal Court, no? Awaiting ang reading ng complaints niya po, ang complaints yun, sabihin natin crime against humanity when he was the President of the Philippines. 2016 yan po na-start, and he enforced, sabihin natin, implemented this war against drugs, no? And marami din namatay, but according to the administration of Duterte, he did that for the good of, sabihin natin, mga Filipinos, for the good of the nation, because he doesn't want that the country or the Philippines will go down to the drain. Especially na kita niya po ang drug problem sa Pilipinas is serious already. So dahil sa programa nila po na mayroon din namatay mga drug addicts, drug lords, and other sabihin natin victims, which other people, the opposition said it is EJK. EJK daw yun po. So, yun na po, my complaint, and the former president, si Rodrigo Duterte, is now under the custody of the International Criminal Court or ICC. Nandyan po siya sa The Hague, The Hague, the Netherlands. So, may notisya tayo, may good news tayo para sa mga supporters ni Duterte, and I'm referring to, yun na po, ang resolution ba yun, petition ba yun, calling for the interim release of former President of the Philippines, si Rodrigo Duterte. Nagsubmit na po. So I will be touching on this thing later on, but in the meantime, just for your information, during our program today is Friday, I will be also touching on what happened yesterday po dito sa Pilipinas or dito sa Malaysia. Especially yesterday, the Filipino nation celebrated its 127th Freedom Day or Independence Day. And of course, ang Malaysia, mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia, both sa West Malaysia as well as dito sa Sabah po, we are not exempted from celebrating the occasion. May sabihin natin celebration, Independence Day celebration yesterday sa Kuala Lumpur. Mayroon din tayo po dito sa Sabah, sa Kota Kinabalu. Ang celebration dyan po sa West Malaysia was attended by no other than the daughter and who is now the incumbent Vice President of the Philippines, si Inday Sara Duterte, despite that yun na po ang impeachment trial niya po, no? Diyan sa Pilipinas. He is here on a private trip together with his family and to celebrate also Independence Day dito po sa Malaysia. And yesterday he managed to attend and managed to interact with the overseas Filipino workers dito sa Malaysia to find out ano talaga ang problema ng mga Filipinos dito, as well as kung may mga suggestions, proposals sa mga Filipinos on how to combat or address ang numerous problems na mayroon tayo sa Pilipinas. Ano ba yung mga problema natin po? Salary, wages, ang transportation, mahal ang cost of living sa Pilipinas, ang bigas po, mahal, and security, economic, and political stability. Problema yun po sa Pilipinas. And that is the reason why Inday Sara Duterte, being the Vice President of the Philippines, while in Malaysia, took time to lend her ears to the overseas Filipino workers dito po sa Malaysia. And she's not alone. She's together with her family. And of course, together with Senator Amy Marcos, no? Who is the super ate of our president, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., as well as accompanying si Inday Sara Duterte is no other than another senator, which is very popular actor senator yun po. And I'm referring to no other than Senator Robin Padilla. Robin Padilla. So, yun po nangyari dito sa Malaysia. And I would like to share with you some of the footages para at least you will be able to know, be aware, be informed of anong mga mensahe ni Inday Sara Duterte during the gathering of the overseas Filipino workers dyan po sa West Malaysia or sa Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital city of Malaysia, during the or while celebrating the Independence Day celebration 127. Okay, to start with, let me share with you itong video clip that I have recorded and prepared for all of you po. This is the speech or the message of Inday Sara Duterte delivered during when she met ang mga overseas Filipino workers dito po sa Kuala Lumpur. Let's listen to Inday Sara Duterte. Nandito po. You hold on, ha? You hold on. Nandito po. Alright. Shoutout tayo muna kay Gilbert, ha? Gilbert Pentojo, dyan po sa Iloilo, who's also watching ang NikTok, The Real Talk with Nico. Kumusta kayo? Dyan sa Iloilo, si Sir Gilbert Pentojo, as well as ang mga relatives natin dyan po sa Iloilo, as well as all mga tao sa Iloilo. I would like to say belated Independence Day to all of you, and I hope everything is running smoothly sa buhay ninyo dyan po, no? So, nandito na ang recorded speech, portion of the recorded speech of Inday Sara Duterte dyan po sa Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Nandito po, let's listen to her.
Tulad ni Pangulong Duterte, dahil sa kanyang patuloy na pagmamahal at malasakit sa ating bayan, ay itinuring siyang kalaban ng mga taong lasing sa kapangyarihan. Patunay din ito ng ating karanasan na nagpapakita na ang pagmamalasakit at paglilingkod sa bayan ay banta sa interes ng iilan lamang. To them, we are a hindrance, an obstruction to the path of their personal ambition, an enemy they must eliminate to clear their way. Napanood niyo ba yung speech ni Senator Amy doon sa Senado? Yun po ang kabuuhan ng explanation ng sinasabi ko. Hindi ko po napanood, pero panoorin niyo. Marami ang nagsabi sa akin na naipaliwanag niya ng maayos kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa impeachment na ginagawa. The attacks are cowardly, yet openly disingenuous and arrogant. Absence of basic human decency presentation namin ngayon ay hindi kung ano yung reklamo, kundi kung ano yung naisip ninyo at nakita ninyong solusyon. Nakita ninyo sa ibang mga bansa kung saan kayo ay nanirahan, kung saan kayo ay nagtrabaho. Whether by choice or by force, you have lived and worked abroad. You have witnessed effective systems and thriving communities. What best practices from other countries should be adopted in the Philippines? What changes would you like to see for a better future? Sa konsultasyon na ito, nais naming marinig mula sa inyo ang inyong mga karanasan sa ibang bansa upang mabago natin ang direksyon ng ating bayan. We should demand change. We should fight for change. Ang araw ng kalayaan ay maging inspirasyon sana natin para patuloy na maging tapat na mga Pilipino. Tulungan po natin ang Pilipinas, huwag tayong mapagod sa pakikipaglaban para sa magandang kinabukasan ng ating mga pamilya, lalong-lalo na ng ating mga anak. Huwag nating ipagkunulo ang kapwa Pilipino o isuko ang interes ng Pilipinas. May pag-asa po tayo. At bilang mga maisog na mga Pilipino, may magagawa tayo. Mga kababayan, sa ating patuloy na pagkakaisa ay hindi tayo mabubuwal. Hindi tayo matutumba. Hindi tayo mapapabagsak. Maligayang araw ng kalayaan, Pilipinas. Ang lahat ng ginagawa natin ay para sa Diyos, sa bayan, at sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino. Syukran.
Alright, yan po ang mensahe ni VP Sara or Inday Sara Duterte, no? During the gathering yesterday dito po sa Kuala Lumpur. And hindi lang po nag-speech si Inday Sara Duterte, but she was also given, ito si Senator Amy Marcos was also given the opportunity to say something during the gathering yesterday dyan sa Kuala Lumpur. And let me share with you a portion of the speech of Senator Amy Marcos yesterday. Nandito po, let's listen to her.
Punta rin si Senator Joel Villarreal. Maisog kami talaga. Ako nasigawan ko si Risa Ontiveros. Alam po ninyo, isang gabi, na kami, tumayo kami bilang hukom at nagsuot ng damit bilang hukom. Nakita siguro yung iba sa inyo. Pero kami, mga pasaway ni Robin, hindi kami nagsuot. Ayaw namin noon, pangit. It's not my color. Alam po ninyo, ang totoo, tumayo kami, pagkakaibat ng kalayaan ang responsibilidad na maging patas at marangal.
Kasunod niyan, nanawagan siya ng suporta para kay VP Sara.
Samahan ninyo ako na tayong lahat sa likod ni VP Inday Sara Duterte ay maninindigan para sa bayan, para sa konstitusyon, para sa ating bansa. Dahil tayo ay malayang mamamayang Pilipino, ang mga tunay na hukom ng bayan.
Sa kanyang talumpati,
Okay, yan po si Senator Amy Marcos, and you see no, how grateful si Senator Amy Marcos kay Inday Sara Duterte and how serious he is when trying to find justice for the former President Rodrigo Duterte, especially yon po kung may na violate ba ang human rights ni former President Rodrigo Duterte when he was when the Marcos administration handed over or surrendered, they called it surrendered, by the Duterte side is saying it kidnapping po. Bringing the Digong to Netherlands and to be handed over to the custody of the International Criminal Court. And hanggang ngayon, nandyan pa rin siya. Later on, we'll talk about this updates of Tatay Digong dyan sa ICC. And as what I mentioned earlier, let's talk about the interim release of Tatay Digong. May submission na po for the interim release of Tatay Digong. But that will come later on. So, during the gathering dyan po sa Kuala Lumpur yesterday, wherein si Inday Sara Duterte, together with the overseas Filipino workers who attended the Independence Day celebration, dumating din po or in attendance din po si Senator Ruben Hood Padilla, wherein he gave a speech, and at the same time, I was made to understand, he sang a song para sa mga overseas Filipino workers who attended the gathering. Daming tao nag-attend, and it was a sort of a merrymaking event. And of course, one of the reasons why the group of Inday Sara Duterte decided to come to Malaysia and meet the overseas Filipino workers dito po sa Malaysia is to also lend their ears to the Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia. And maybe mayroon silang mga proposals on how to help address the problems in the Philippines. Right? Now, for your information, ang Malaysia is a Duterte country based on the results of the recently concluded midterm election po, no? Last March or last May 12. Now, ang mga Filipino voters dito sa Malaysia, when they cast their votes po, block voting sila po. Lahat ng mga kandidato ng PDP Laban were voted, no? Were voted po by the Filipinos in Malaysia. So it has once again, the Filipinos here has proven that Malaysia is a Duterte country. Is a Duterte country. All right. So yan po si Inday Sara Duterte sa Kuala Lumpur. And hindi lang yan po, no? Yesterday also dito sa Kota Kinabalu, mayroon din tayong Independence Day celebration. Dalawang Independence Day celebration na we managed to cover. One is yun na po, ang Filipino communities gathered sa one of the famous restaurant dito sa Kota Kinabalu City in the evening, starting at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. And mayroon sila charity dinner, and the profit goes to yon na po ang Stairway to Hope Alternative Learning Center. Alternative Learning Center. Ang dami din tayo po tao nag-attend during the celebration, and let me show you po ang crowd during this celebration po, during the celebration last night dito po sa Kota Kinabalu. I will not be sabihin natin playing the music, baka mahirapan tayo, violation tayo sa sabihin natin sa YouTube. So ito po ang crowd ng mga Filipinos. Everybody were dancing, very happy attending the charity dinner organized by AAK Global Entertainment. It is a entertainment company owned by a Filipina dito po sa Kota Kinabalu, and they organize itong charity dinner. Proceeds of the charity dinner, as what I said, will go to the Stairway to Hope Alternative Learning Center located dito po sa Kota Kinabalu City, particularly dito po sa Likas area. And the founder is no other than si Madam Mary Lou Chin. Masayang-masaya, and the attire of the participants during the evening gathering, yun na po, everybody were required to use. Sabihin natin Tagalog barong, o ang barong Tagalog natin, national dress natin po, attire natin po, both females and males were using itong barong Tagalog po. Magandang mga programa nila, mayroon silang guest artist, and one of the guest artists is no other than the famous comedian, si Ate Gay. Ate Gay, I was made to understand si Ate Gay is the impersonator of Naura Honor. Naura Honor. Diyan po sa Pilipinas, and si Naura Honor, yun po ang national artist natin po who passed away just recently. Just recently. So, it was a lively program last night, and dami po, more than 200 Filipinos gathered and participated in this charity dinner po. Charity dinner. And mga other entertainers from Manila, yun po ang mga artists natin from an outlet in Manila, dyan po sa Quezon City, sa Comedy Bar. It was very enjoying night, exciting and memorable po. And a lot of jokes and songs rendered by our guest artists, mga comedians po, coming from the Philippines. So, that's how we celebrated, itong grupo celebrated the Independence Day 127 dito po sa Kota Kinabalu yesterday. And I will share with you ang part of the speech of the founder of Stairway to Hope, Alternative Learning Center po, si Madam Mary Lou Chin. Nandito po. Let's listen to her message po.
Tonight's program, I would like to be humble because as a beneficiary, I should not be speaking here. But because I tell you, I can only say thank you very much for all this. Stairway to Hope began as a simple dream. A dream to give this place marginalized and underprivileged children, though have no fault of their own, are often invincible to society, yet they have something incredibly powerful, their potential. Fighting chance to read, write, and count, to feel safe, and to dream boldly of the things that yet to achieve. The hope to learn free and give justice to every child and the rights to education and healthcare. By July, Dr. Christina Rundi had told me that they will perform the vaccination for measles and rubella at Stairway to Hope. That is truly awesome.
Okay, yan po ang founder ng Stairway to Hope Alternative Learning Centers for Unprivileged Stateless Filipinos dito po sa Sabah. Kailangan po, let's give the basic education to these stateless, undocumented children dito sa Sabah po. Because if they will not be given the basic education po, definitely in the future, they will be a social problem dito po sa Sabah. So, very noble project initiated for more than 2 decades now by Madam Mary Lou Chin. Congratulations to Madam Mary Lou Chin. And of course, I would like to say also thank you to all the sponsors and those who supported during this charity dinner last night po dito sa Kota Kinabalu. Let's share our blessings so that more blessings will come to us. Alright? Now, hindi lang yan po. Hindi lang ang grupo ni Mary Lucien celebrated ang Independence Day dito po, no? Ang Sacred Heart Filipino Community, Diyan po sa Sacred Heart Cathedral o dito po sa Sacred Heart Cathedral, and ang komunidad ng Filipino, a group of Filipinos po, celebrated also in a very simple way but unique ang Independence Day celebration, and it was held at the Sacred Heart Cathedral Auditorium yesterday din na po. So, nakita natin po, they started with prayers, mass, and during the gathering, nakita natin po ang mga Filipinos, mga members ng Sacred Heart, Filipino Sacred Heart group, as well as mayroon pa isang grupo yon, they call it the Komunidad ng Filipino. Also, from Sacred Heart Cathedral, they also rendered some musical songs, and at the same time mga cultural traditional dances po. It was a great thing to see, and hindi lang po participated by the fellow countrymen, mga Filipinos dyan po sa Sacred Heart yesterday, but it was also we also saw ang mga kababayan, mga brothers and sisters natin from Malaysia, from Sabah, who also participated in the gathering to commemorate, to celebrate the 127th Independence Day of the Philippines. So, to the organizers and to the participants of this gathering, I would like to say congratulations to all of you, and a job well done. Happy Independence Day to all of us. So, yun po. Yon ang celebration natin sa Kota Kinabalu, and not only that, no? Mayroon din tayong mga Filipinos individually in their respective homes also po. They celebrated the very auspicious occasion to remember our history, to remember our great heroes, no? Who sabihin natin offered their life so that we will be independent country. So, yun po. Yun po ang celebration. Some celebrated in a very simple way by going to mass, attending or doing some prayers. Others with a simple preparations, no? Kunting preparations po sa mga bahay nila po. And everything gone well. Wala man tayo narinig na may mga untoward incident nangyari po. So, saludo ako po sa mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah, and let's be united and do our level best po. Show our preserve our name as a good workers. Filipinos are good workers po. Give our best to our employers, no? And at the same time, whether we like it or not, our remittances in one way or the other is helping the economy of the country. Alright? So, this time around, ito na po ang balita tungkol sa interim release of, sabihin natin, former President Rodrigo Duterte. Nandito po ang balita. Let me read you a news article po which I get it from the Philippine Star, and it is the headline ngayon po dyan sa Maynila. Former President Rodrigo Duterte's lawyers have formally sought his interim release from his detention at the International Criminal Court to an undisclosed country. In a filing submitted Thursday, June 12, Duterte's defense team requested that he be temporarily freed pending his trial on crimes against humanity charges. The filing also states ICC prosecutors have indicated they will not oppose the release under certain conditions. Di maganda ito. Since then, and since the chief prosecutor's leave of absence, the prosecution has confirmed its non-opposition to interim release to redacted state party on the understanding that the terms and conditions set out in NXA to this filing would be met according to document filed by Duterte's counsel, si Nicholas Kaufman. Duterte has been held at the ICC detention center near The Hague since March 12, following his arrest in Manila on charges related to thousands of killings during his anti-drug campaign. A foreign government has agreed, listen po, a foreign government has agreed to take in Duterte if he is released, though the country's identity was redacted from the public court filing. Ano yun na country is willing to take Duterte po? Is it the Asian countries? Kung Southeast Asian countries, mayroon lang po. I think it's only Timor-Leste po, no? Who is a member of the ICC. Ang Malaysia is not a member of ICC. Ang Philippines po and other Asian countries po. So, tingnan natin po kung matuloy itong interim release of Tatay Digong, saan kaya po, no? But according to the report, mayroon na daw isang nasyon na who is willing to take si Tatay Digong. Okay, let's continue with this news report. The government of Redacted has expressed to the defense its advance and principled agreement to receive Mr. Duterte onto its territory for the term of his interim release. The document read, the unnamed country has also committed to implement such conditions as deemed appropriate by pre-trial chamber. 1. And promise to promote prompt responses if asked by the court for its observation. Duterte's lawyers emphasize his advanced age and apparent health issues as grounds for the release. They noted he was noticeably fatigued during his initial appearance on March 14, 2025. The defense argued that keeping the former president in detention is unnecessary because he poses no flight risk. Totoo naman yon. Mr. Duterte is not a flight risk, and custody is not necessary to ensure his appearance before the court, the document read. As one of the most recognized political figures in the world, he, Duterte, would be easily found and returned to ICC custody without any prospect of future release if he tried to flee, it added. According to the discussions about Duterte's possible release started swiftly after his first court appearance in March. Inter-parties discussion on interim release commenced between counsel and the chief prosecutor himself immediately after the initial appearance, the document stated. Since then, prosecutors have agreed to specific terms and conditions that would govern Duterte's release, details of which were not made public according to the filing. Duterte's defense challenged the reasons for keeping him locked up. Kaufman argued that the prosecutors cannot rely on hypothetical scenarios to justify continued detention. The risk of flight cannot be based on hypothetical because the hypothetical possibility by its very nature can never be entirely ruled out, the filing read. On the concern about witness interference, the filing noted the prosecution has not cited recent and substantial security threats to witnesses or shown that these witnesses are facing a dire security situation. The defense also pointed out that the charges against Duterte have not yet been confirmed, and the case is not in sufficiently advanced stage of disclosure. Furthermore, Mr. Duterte's access to confidential information, let alone his ability to weaponize it, is and has been negligible, Kaufman said. The filing also argues that the Duterte's interim release ensures he is well removed from the scope of and the investigation into the alleged crime. The request for Duterte's release will be ruled upon by the ICC pretrial chamber. So yun po ang latest information natin tungkol kay former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Good news ito po para sa mga supporters ni Tatay Digong, and many are hoping that he will be out from the detention custody. No? Custody. Okay na yun sa mga supporters ni Duterte, ni Digong. Including, if I'm not mistaken, including ang immediate family members ni Tatay Digong, okay na yon. Basta he will not be under the custody of the ICC. No? So, which country, we still don't know. And the other side, narinig natin po, mga interviews and sa social media today, na some are saying that they are not happy with the developments tungkol sa interim release of Tatay Digong, and the opposition, ang mga lawyers ng mga victims, they are saying na hindi daw dapat mangyari yon po, no? Kasi there's no guarantee that whatever conditions Duterte will sign prior to his or that will pave way for his interim release po, there's no guarantee that he will keep it, because for several times or several occasions when he was still the president, marami na lang po nag-promise si Duterte, but he did not keep his promise. Yun po ang sabihin natin, ang negative criticism, opinion, observations ng mga those who are not supporting Tatay Digong. Tatay Digong. So, let me share you itong news report po. Apart from reading you the news article published dyan po sa PhilStar, headline ito po ngayon sa, sabihin natin sa, saan ito? Sa Pilipinas. Now, let me share with you ang report. 132, saan yun? 132. Ito po ang report dyan po sa Manila by the mainstream media.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte formally asks the International Criminal Court for an interim release to an undisclosed country. Duterte's defense team said a specific government, which was undisclosed and redacted in the document, has expressed its advance and principled agreement to receive Duterte. Duterte's lawyers add he is not a flight risk and the request will not hamper ICC proceedings. They also claim the prosecution is not opposing their client's interim release. The former president was arrested by Philippine authorities on March 11 over alleged crimes against humanity in his bloody drug war and brought to The Hague on that same day. He first appeared before the ICC judges March 14th. Duterte is set to attend a September 23 hearing to confirm the charges against him. Meanwhile, prosecutors urge the International Criminal Court to dismiss the challenge of former President Duterte to its jurisdiction over his crimes against humanity case. The prosecution submitted a filing to the court to make that on June 10th, calling Duterte's argument flawed. Duterte's defense team had argued the ICC has no authority over him after the Philippines withdrew as a member of the Rome Statute, which created the court. Prosecutors insist this is immaterial and argue Duterte's alleged crimes were committed when the Philippines was still a member of the Rome Statute.
Alright, yun po ang report coming from the mainstream media today dyan po sa Pilipinas. So, ano kaya? What do you think? Will the ICC grant ang petition ni Nicholas Kaufman, no? To interim release of Tatay Digong. Let's see po. Let's see. Kailan ba ito? Will it be soon? Or will it take another weeks, months, no? Or maabot pa ito hanggang sa September. But some news, mga haka-haka po, speculations, they are looking at it will be very soon po. Mag-decide na po ang ICC and si Tatay Digong will enjoy itong interim release po or temporary release of Tatay Digong. He will not be sent to the Philippines. Mayroon na isang country who already agreed na they're willing to take Tatay Digong, but that country must be, I suppose, a member of the ICC. Kasi kung hindi member of the ICC po, so he cannot be sent to that country po. It must be a member of the ICC. So siguro hanggang dito na lang again ang sabihin natin na programa natin, NikTok, the Real Talk with Nico, and I will make sure whatever developments mayroon tayo tungkol sa political activities dyan sa Pilipinas, tungkol sa impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte, tungkol sa interim release of Tatay Digong, and other important breaking news po sa Pilipinas, as well as mga breaking news dito sa Malaysia, particularly related to the Filipinos who are legally residing and working in Malaysia. I'll make sure that you will be properly informed or immediately be informed. So once again, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Enjoy ang weekend natin, no? Bukas, Saturday and Sunday po. And let's pray that tayo, ang pamilya natin po, will enjoy good health and free from any dangers or any problems po. Let us make sure that our country will solve also. Our leaders dyan po sa Pilipinas will be able to address itong mga conflicts mayroon sila ngayon po. And of course, mga problema ng Pilipinas will be properly addressed or solved so that pwede na po mag-advance, mag-level up na tayo po ang buhay ng mga Filipinos sa Pilipinas. So with this, I would like to say Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all and see you again on my next episode. Bye!